White Sox baseball on CSN is presented by State Farm, and we are coming to you from beautiful Comerica Park on a beautiful afternoon here in Detroit for Game 2 of this 3-game set. Hi, everybody, and welcome. I'm Ken Harrelson with Steve Stone as we get set to bring you the second game. Missed the game last night. You didn't miss a whole bunch. We just got thumped. That's what you call a good butt kicking as we got last night, 15-5. But they had a lot of extra base hits today.
They certainly did, and we'll take a look at it because it was almost historic. In fact, second most extra base hits in the major leagues this year. They're tied in that with the 12 last night. Monumental night for Miguel Cabrera. 999th and 1,000th career extra base hits last night with his 2, and J.D. Martinez had a big night, had one shot at the cycle, could not get a single in his last at bat. So a monumental night for these Tigers. Hopefully Gonzo can shut them down today.
Well, our guys had some home runs off this guy going for them today.
They certainly did, and our guys can hit the long ball, and maybe Zimmerman is the right guy at the right time to do it. When they faced him in Chicago, he gave up 3 long balls. Melky, Matt Davidson, Todd Frazier took him deep. That's 15 home runs the last 7 starts, and there's a couple of guys who've gotten the job done. Melky has really hurt him. Jose Abreu, who hurts all Tigers, has certainly hurt him. Todd Frazier with 2 home runs and 4 for 16, and Avi 4 for 8 with a home run. So the boys have really handled Jordan Zimmerman, and hopefully today a little more of the same.
And a rematch from last Sunday this afternoon.
Well, Miguel Gonzalez was almost perfect, certainly perfect through 6, and then ran into a bit of a buzzsaw in the 7th inning. But for 6 innings, he got 18 straight out. Things going very well for him. The cutter was good. The changeup was outstanding. He had a pretty good plate, and he did quite a job. Jordan Zimmerman on the other side of the equation, well, he had his moments, but overall didn't throw it real well, and actually was tagged and knocked out fairly early for him. The Tigers have to have Zimmerman throwing the way he threw in Washington, or they're going to be in trouble. That was what happened when they hooked up, with Gonzo going into the 8th inning and Zimmerman going just 5. Gave up 7 runs on 8 hits, so he could not keep the ball in the ballpark. That's been a continuing problem for him this year.
All right, Game 2 of this 3-game set, so sit back, relax, and strap it down. White Sox baseball coming your way.
Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Illinois. Chicago is brought to you in part by Toyota. Tested, trusted, Toyota. Toyota, let's go places. Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Illinois, through it all. Lexus, who encourages you to experience amazing. And by Miller Lite, the original light Pilsner. Cheers, it's Miller time.
Welcome back to Comerica Park in Detroit. There you see Jordan Zimmermann walking in from the bullpen. He'll get some high fives from his teammates. They really have to have Zimmermann throwing the way he did as a member of the Washington Nationals if they're going to compete this year, so this a big outing for him. Let's take a look at how Ricky Renteria is going to line up our Sox for the game this afternoon. Leury Garcia leading it off, and he's been red hot with Melky in the 2 spot. Then Jose Abreu, who's killed the Tigers this year. Avisail Garcia, Todd Frazier, Matt Davidson, who's also found the Detroit pitching to his liking, with Tim Anderson, Omar Narvaez, and Yolmer Sanchez rounding it out. The defense and how they'll line up behind Zimmermann. Justin Upton, Alex Presley, J.D. Martinez in the outfield with Nicholas Castellanos, Jose Iglesias, Andrew Romine, and Miguel Cabrera in the infield. Alex Avila gets a nod behind the plate. And our Lexus experienced amazing starting pitcher is Jordan Zimmermann. On for the 11th start. His ERA a robust 6.5. The record 4-4. There you see the rest of the numbers. Not a strikeout pitcher. He depends on pitching to contact. And we'll see if the slider is as good as it was between starts. The umpires for the game this afternoon: Manny Gonzalez has the plate, Fieldon Culbreth is first base, Chad Whitson at second base, and Mark Carlson is going to be the umpire at third base. So they've thrown it around the infield, which means on a very warm, very nice day in Detroit with the wind blowing toward left and left center field, we are ready to play baseball as Leury set to lead it off, and I'm set to turn it over to my play-by-play partner, Ken Harrelson.
All right, Stoney, thank you. And once again, good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to White Sox baseball right here on CSN Chicago. So happy you could join us for game 2 of this 3-game set. And last night, well, that was last night. Today is a beautiful day here in the city of Detroit. And a new ball game to play. And here's the first pitch to Leury. And the count 0-1. And here at beautiful Comerica Park, 345 down the left field line, 330 down the right field line, 365 in right center, 370 in left center, and 420 dead away center. That's fouled away. Leary comes in hitting at .291, 6 homers and 21 driven in. So he is acquitting himself very well.
Well, he's gotten his opportunity and certainly made the most of it.
Yes,
and from both sides of the plate, he's stinging the ball.
Yes, he has. He is playing not a great center field, but he's getting better and better and better. Let's put it this way, he's not playing a bad center field. And that's going to be a base hit. And don't do that, Leary. Dadgummit.
Yeah, unfortunately, guys just don't learn, and they go head first, opening themselves up to hand, to shoulder. In the case of Mike Trout, although he did it at second base, to thumb injuries, and Romine stopped it, but couldn't corral it. And Leary with a base hit.
You know, there's only going to be one way to stop that. One of two ways, I guess you could put it. A heavy fine.
Yep.
Or pull him out of the ball game. One of the two. That is just lunacy. First of all, if it got you there faster, that'd be one thing, but it doesn't.
No, it doesn't. Never has. What a promising way to start. And Miggy is talking to just about anybody who cares to listen.
He will do that.
He can wear the opposition out.
He's like Tom Paciorek. All he needs is a mirror.
And that's it. Keep a conversation going.
That's it.
That'll be from right down the road here in Hamtramck.
Yes, he is. Miggy's one of my all-time favorite guys to watch play the game of baseball. As we talked about yesterday, he has certainly retained his childlike qualities.
Well, he enjoys each and every aspect of the game, and it's written on his face. You can tell how much he enjoys it. But, you know, when you have those kind of skills, which are Hall of Fame skills, you should have a good time in this game.
Well, he certainly is the first ballot Hall of Famer.
No doubt.
How'd you like to have him and Adrian Beltre on the same team to watch them play every day? That would be fun.
They take care of the corners pretty well for you.
Oh, yeah.
As long as Elvis Andrus doesn't keep pounding Beltre on the head, Adrian will be very happy.
Outfield straight up, spread out. There goes Leary, and that pitch is fouled back. He had that base stolen easily.
He gets a very good jump, and Melky fouls it back. Had a couple of strikes, so he's in full protection mode.
Yeah, hitting left-handed is a little harder to see the kind of jump that he got. Right-handed guys can see it out of their peripheral vision. One out. So right now, let's check out our picks to click this afternoon. There you see fans went with Davidson. Crew's going with Todd. Steve's going with Cabrera. David Novak and all the great folks at Poogie Hyundai and Downers Grove. And now we're going to go with Yalmer Sanchez.
When any of the Tiger pitchers are having a problem, Brad Ausmus, who caught 18 years in the major leagues, will catch them in their side session between starts. And in Kansas City, he caught Jordan Zimmerman. And what he told him was, look, you're getting under the slider. There's no depth on it. It's kind of spinning, coming in almost like a cement mixer. And he kept telling him you got to get on top of it. So in the side session, he threw it very well. We'll have to see if it translates into a good performance here this afternoon, because the slider has been his biggest problem.
I was having that same conversation with Derek Holland about 45 minutes ago.
Yeah, he had some trouble with the breaking ball.
Hawkey said yesterday, he said, I just absolutely could not do anything right. Yep. He said it was, and I told him, I said, Derek, I said, it's one of those days. I said, it's not going to be the last time it happens. He said, I know that. I said, you know, you get on the side of everything. It was just rolling up there, like you said, a cement mixer who's slowing down.
Yeah, unfortunately, that will happen, and pitchers get into jams. Sometimes they can't work themselves out of it, so they need some help from their catcher.
Well, that's one reason that A.J. Pierzynski was so much fun to watch catch. Now, defensively, physically, so to speak, he was not in the top tier, so to speak, of defensive catchers. But where he was a tremendous catcher, he had the ability, he was so smart, he had the ability to milk that pitcher who was having trouble to get another inning, maybe an inning and a third or 2/3 out of him.
Never been more important than today.
Exactly.
Never been more important than
today. I know when I was talking with Nolan Ryan about him when he left us, Nolan asked me, he says, is he as big a blank blank as I heard? I said, Nolan, he's just like you. He said, what do you mean? I said, guys hated you, Nolan. I said, why did they hate you? He started laughing. He said, why? I said, because you beat them. Yeah. I said, guys hate AJ because he beats them. And they signed him 2 days later. Well, rack him up. And that'll retire the side. So, after half inning of play, our guys nothing, and their guys coming to bat.
Going to line them up today. It's going to be Romine, Avila, and Cabrera at the top, with Martinez, and Upton in the middle. Castellanos, Presley, and Iglesias rounding it out. The defense and how they'll line up behind Miguel Gonzalez, Cabrera, Garcia in the outfield, with Frazier, Anderson, Sanchez, and Davidson in the infield. Omar Narvaez gets a nod behind the plate. And our Lexus experienced amazing starting pitcher is Miguel Gonzalez, who was brilliant last time out against these Tigers. On for his 11th start, his ERA at 4.43, looking for his 5th win.
So here's Romine, switch hitting all-purpose player. Big gap out there in right center. Tigers coming into this game with a lot of offensive momentum, scoring 15 times last night.
Well, they realize, number one, they've got to hit the ball out of the park to be effective, and two, if they're going to start a streak, it's going to be with the bats. They got some really good hitters on this team, and the surprising thing about it is they haven't really started to hit yet. You look at Miggy's numbers at 275. He got a lot of offense left in that bat.
Penalty shot.
Romine starts it off well, an inside-out swing. And he turns it into a base hit. So anytime you have a guy who can play every position and swing from both sides of the plate, he's pretty valuable to you.
Well, that was just an absolute poster child for how to approach a right-handed pitcher if hitting from the left side. Beat him arm side. Same way for a right-handed hitter facing the southpaw. Beat him to right field. Here's Avila hitting a .313, 7 homers, 21 driven in. And takes first pitch strike.
What's somewhat surprising is Alex, who, as you know, longtime catcher, has only grounded into one double play. So he does hit the ball in the air quite a bit. Sox infield playing him as a dead pull hitter.
Well, he's off to a terrific start.
Yeah, I think his dad is awfully happy he decided to bring him back with his 7 home runs and 21 driven in 99 at bats.
0-2 to count. Well, you framed it perfectly. If they're going to get anything started, it's going to have to be with the bat.
Yeah, they got a lot of guys who can hit.
Verlander can only pitch so much.
Yeah, the bullpen, which is usually suspect for these Tigers, once again, the 3rd highest ERA in the major leagues is that bullpen.
That ball hit into center field. And that is out number 1. And a reminder, you can visit participating Chicagoland area Great Clip salons by June 9th to enter the Great Clips Summer Sweepstakes. Now, the grand prize winner will throw out the first pitch at Mullet Night on Friday, June 30th, plus White Sox tickets and a pregame patio party. So Great Clips, it's going to be great. To get your tickets today by visiting whitesox.com or calling 866-SOX-GAME. Here he is, Miguel Cabrera. Outfield, they're deep. Shading him to the right. Huge gap in left center.
Birds grounded into 5 double plays. Combination of some bad legs and the ability to hit the ball hard.
Takes a strike to even the count at 1. Probably the best short arm hitter, maybe in all of baseball, but certainly in the American League.
He was going to have to on the last pitch because Miguel tried to throw a fastball in on his hands. He was able to foul it off, but couldn't get much into the swing.
Well, I'll tell you, he's something. You very seldom see him hit a foul ball for a foul ball home run to left field. Very seldom.
Yep. He doesn't get out all that quickly, and he doesn't strike out. For a big man with a lot of power, only 36 strikeouts and 149 at bats.
There's that short arm again for the base hit.
He went in there off the plate, and against most hitters this is a very good pitch, but Hawk told you about the short arms, and there you saw it classically illustrated as that pitch about 4 inches inside off the plate. Miggy brought his hands in, didn't have to hit it all that hard, just effectively dropping it into left field. Can you teach that, or is that something
yes, you
do instinctively?
You can certainly teach it. There's only one problem with it. Most guys don't want to learn it because they have grown up with the word extension etched in their brain, and they just don't want to get it out. And that's one of the worst words, if not the worst word, in hitting in the major leagues, is extension.
You certainly can't hit the inside pitch.
You're going to get your thumbnails knocked off.
Not with extension.
Extension will kill you overall in the major leagues. Now in the minor leagues you can get away with it because guys don't have the kind of control major league pitchers have. But major leagues facing good major league pitching, they will eat you alive inside with extension.
Here's the most inviting double play target on this team, and that is Victor Martinez, who's grounded into 7 of them. 5 of those 7 from the left side.
That's foul back, as I mentioned last night. One of Jim Thome's favorite teammates, Victor Martinez.
One of the things you're just not going to be able to teach is leadership. It's something that you have or you don't have. Victor has been a leader wherever he's gone from the time he came into the league until now. Just a terrific player. That's one aspect of it. And a team leader is the second aspect.
Well, everything in this game is harder today than it's ever been, with the exception of one position. It's harder to be a general manager. It's harder to be an assistant general manager. It's harder to be a manager. It's harder to be a player. It's harder to be a coach. The only position in baseball that's better today than ever been is the owner.
That's a good position to be in.
They're making a lot of money.
Yeah.
And it's harder to be certainly a leader today because of money. When you got guys making anywhere from $5 to $15 million, and they don't want to hear what you got to say, boy, they don't listen. I'm happy they're making the money, but there's no question it's changed the game. Close.
He went for it inside and just missed. It didn't miss by much, but it did miss.
Yeah, it's off the plate. That a boy. Nice play, Yomer. Nice play. And they do get him at first. Victor, who cannot, with those legs, get it down that line anymore. But a beautiful play by Sanchez.
I think they're going to take a look at it, but I thought they had it. Great effort keeping his concentration and getting it there. And call by Field and Culbreth. We'll slow it down for you. It's really close. Looked like might have had him by the narrowest of margins.
So now they say go ahead and play. Now Manny Gonzalez and Osmus are going to have a few words. Osmus was given a big vote of confidence by Alavila.
Right now he's a little hot.
Well, I think this might be synonymous with trying to make sure his club is fired up and remain fired up after a tough road trip they came off of and having a big night last night to keep that momentum going.
I think one of the things here, Hawk, is that every park does it differently, and I think you got 30 seconds, and in some ballparks they do it as soon as the play is made.
Well, he wants to get run. He just got run. He came out here purposely to get run.
Hey, sometimes as a manager, that's what you have to do.
Exactly.
There's nothing wrong with that.
No, not at all. That is gamesmanship in baseball. That's the first time. Oh. First inning. I know that. Jeff Morrell, our stage manager.
And Brad is.
He's doing this. He's doing this. He's accomplished his objective. Fans love to see their manager get hot. That's why Piniella was such a. He had a sense of that.
Well, they had. Look, there's a lot of guys who you don't make a career out of that, but you certainly can be viewed as a colorful manager, and those are the guys that went out and argued the most. And now with the appeal and the replay, you're not getting near as many arguments as you did. That's why when you do have them, it's a little unusual.
Earl Weaver.
Oh, yep. One of the best. 11th time Brad Ausmus has been shown the door or given the boot.
So here is JD. Foul. Thank you very much. JD had a big night last evening. Since coming back, he's hitting .297, 9 homers already, and 21 driven in.
It's really been an amazing comeback for a guy that essentially missed all of the early season baseball and a good portion of spring training. As JD in 20 games has driven in 21 runs with the 9 home runs. That's in 20 games.
Oh, watch out. Step off when you see that second baseman.
Yeah, pretty good idea, because when Miguel was throwing the ball home, Yolmer was standing on second base, leaving the entire right side vacated.
This could be one of the big at-bats in this ball game, right here in the bottom of the first inning.
Miguel's standpoint, you got first base open. You've got a guy that's as hot as anybody in the league since coming back, and a man up behind him in Justin Upton, who is a strikeout waiting to happen more times than not. Good changeup, had JD well out in front of it.
Well, Steve just set it up for you. You still don't have to make a good pitch. If you walk him, you walk him.
Yeah, if you can get him out of the strike zone. If he takes it, well, he'll wind up at first base. But JD is not one of the real selective hitters.
Either hard, high, slow, low. Nothing in the middle. Yolmer, yes, yes. 2 beautiful plays by Sanchez, and we are bailed out of the bottom of the first inning. Mercy. He just keeps getting better and better. by State Farm. And we'd like to welcome all of our viewers watching on MediaCom in Cedar Rapids and the Quad Cities. Yes.
McGill got out of that inning, but it was a break because the fastball was right down the middle. JD takes it right back up the middle, and Yolmer there to make the play and save 2 runs. And he decided to pitch to him.
Well, we consider ourselves very, very lucky right there.
It was a line drive rocket, ended the inning.
You don't have to make it a strike, as you mentioned to JD. Nothing in the middle. Hard high or slow low. And if you walk him, you walk him because of the on deck error.
Yep. But sometimes you get away with things, and that time he did.
And there's a solid base hit for Avi.
You got a fastball, takes it through the left side, and Castellanos can't get to it. So a promising way to start the inning.
And one of the reasons Avi has been swinging the bat very well in contention now for the All-Star game is the fact that he is using short arms more than he ever has in the White Sox uniform.
What a magnificent season put together so far by the former member of these Tigers. Avi's doing just about everything right.
Here's Todd.
In the pregame, Bill and Chuck were talking about Avi, and they were talking about the fact that he's in the top 5 in wins above replacement. It's top 5 in all of baseball. In fact, he's been better than Bryce Harper. He has a higher WAR than Bryce Harper, who is all world. So Avi certainly deserves to go to the All-Star game. And hopefully you folks out there will vote early and often and send Avi there, because it's not a gift. He's richly deserved it.
And that's straight back over Armio and DJ's head.
There's an example of a slider that Zimmerman could not get close to the zone. Avi getting a good lead. Pretty decent time to run if Ricky Renteria would like to send it. That was a good slider from Zimmerman.
Yeah, Chris Campbell just tells me that Todd Frazier's brother Jeff played 9 games for the Tigers back in 2010. Full count. There he goes, and he yanks that one foul.
After a couple of sliders away, decided to go back inside. Thought was able to spoil it. Matt Davidson in the on deck circle. That's got some big power, and Alex Presley is not overly deep in center field. He's playing him just about straight away.
Out and around that one.
Todd this year has seen more pitches than anybody in the American League. Just under 4.5 pitches per at bat. And he's extended another at bat here.
Well, even though he hit 40 home runs last year, his upside is not even close. There he goes again, and there's ball 4. That's a good at bat. He has got a tremendous upside, but he's got to do it.
Well, he said that he feels like it's coming, that he's close, and that batting average is something he doesn't want to look at very much. Power numbers are okay. He's starting to swing it a bit better. The man who's really swinging it well is Matt Davidson.
Well, Tigers hitting at 245 as a club. Our guy's hitting at 252. Watch out. Two down.
Cabrera did a nice job of shifting at first base, and that's what you do to wait and see which side the ball is coming to. And Miguel, that time, you get in front of the bag, be ready to come to either side depending on the throw. That time he tagged it with his left foot, as that throw was to the outfield side of the first base bag. So they turned a double play. Zimmerman's still not out of it yet.
Castellanos right at the cut of the grass at third, so he is anticipating the possibility. There's a breaking ball strike of a bunt. But you got Cabrera way back at first. That ball hit hard and foul.
Waist high fastball on the outer third, and Tim hit it hard. But unfortunately, that one sliced foul.
Anderson hitting at 262, 6 homers, 16 knocked in.
Jordan Zimmerman has given up a home run in each of his last 7 starts. So no reason to assume that on a very lively day in Detroit, it's going to be 8.
1 and 2. What was the most you threw in 1 year?
Oh, a lot. In the 30s, probably the mid to upper 30s, I think.
You were short of the Dutchman's 50, though.
Yeah, well, but he threw a lot more innings. Bert was around a long time. He threw 60 shutouts.
Yep.
Bert Blyleven was some pitcher.
Yes, he was. He was fun to watch.
Not if you were a hitter, now with that curveball.
Sometimes you could hear it from the broadcast booth.
It was a dandy.
Well, those seams were a lot bigger back in those days.
Yeah, true.
So we get the first 2 men aboard, can't do anything with it, and we'll go to the bottom of the second, still no score.
After his retirement announcement, my partner, Hawk Harrelson, opens up about his legendary Sox career, his relationship with Joe West, and how umpires will celebrate his retirement. Plus, White Sox insider Dan Hayes discusses Jose Quintana's struggles, whether his trade value has been affected. So subscribe to the White Sox Talk podcast today.
They won't just celebrate it, they'll have a 24-hour binge.
Yeah, I would say they would probably be not much celebration, just kind of a remembrance.
Yeah.
Hey, you think Joe's going to write one of his fabled country songs?
I don't know. Have you ever heard this album?
I have not.
It's good.
It is. I heard that he was very good.
Yeah, he is. Boy, he has got some stories that will knock you to your knees.
Well, umpiring as long as he's umpired, with the experiences he's had, you would expect that.
There's a strike and the count 3-1 to Justin Upton, hitting at .253, 9 homers, 26 driven in.
Castellanos dropped down in the lineup because of his offensive struggles. Up next.
Oh boy. A lot easier play for Todd. So that is out number 1, and White Sox fans, join us for Country Music Night as the White Sox take on the Oakland A's on Friday, June 23rd at 7:10. I'll say after the game for a post-game fireworks show presented by all the great folks at Coca-Cola. So to get your tickets, visit whitesox.com.
A lot of Sox fans in attendance here this afternoon. It's a very short drive. Come over.
I see George down there.
Yeah, I see the jacket from here.
Yep.
Very distinctive. George Jacobs.
He told me he was going to be over here this weekend.
There he is.
There he is. You might tie him in being a White Sox fan, but you're not going to beat him. Even Jimmy Olsen out in Seattle. One and one to count.
Trying to heat him upstairs with a fastball. The shift is on once again, and now with 2 strikes, Yolmer is moving over to the first base side of second. And in talking with Ricky about the shift, he said there's a lot of things that go into it, and we will not just have a blanket shift. We're going to shift with some counts, and there was an example with Yolmer moving.
That ball hit high and deep. Get me over, and it's 1-0 Tigers.
Both teams have had opportunities to score, and yet it took the long ball, something the Tigers did a whole lot of last night. That's number 5 for Castellanos. He's driven in 27. And our 4th home run replay, it is a fastball, and it's the one place that Castellanos, if he could order it, he would. Just above knee high. And gone. He is a dead low ball hitter, always has been, and with that uppercut swing, probably always will be.
You know, earlier in the year, our first series we played him, I had watched them play a couple of games, and he hit a couple of fastballs that that's popped up and back and in the seats, but he hit a couple of high fastballs hard to right center field. I was thinking to myself, they must have really worked hard on that in spring training.
I'm pretty sure they did, but You know, like everything else, when you do have an uppercut swing, you'll hit the occasional high fastball. Just not going to hit it.
Very seldom.
You're not going to hit it near as often as you will that low fastball.
Well, you can hit it straight up.
Yeah.
No, he has been a dangerous hitter from the waist down. It is 2-0. Presley.
That's his first home run this year. And that was a no-doubter. So back-to-back jacks. Third driven in by Presley on his first home run. And it's 2-0 as the Tigers, who put 15 up last night, have got 2 and a Ford home run replay. This looked like he was trying to cut it inside, and it didn't cut. It didn't go inside, and Presley hit it out.
That'll bring up Iglesias.
Now,
Hitting at 242, couple homers, 13 dribbling.
Now 10 home runs given up by Miguel. 65 innings of work.
First pitch strike.
They give Iglesias the entire middle of the diamond.
Oh, hit sharply. 2 down. Well, best thing about this is just the second inning.
Long way to go. And the guy that has given up a lot of home runs this year, and Jordan Zimmerman, 15 in his last 7 starts. So Sox have some catching up to do, but a lot of outs left in the bag.
First pitch strike. Romine, who doubled, to check that single sharply into left field, leading off the bottom of the first. Gilmer's got him. And that'll retire the side. But back-to-back homers by Castellanos and Presley in this 2-0 bad guys. start.
And it is the results from yesterday in Charlotte. Unfortunately, a loss to Buffalo. But Jake Petrichka threw a good solid inning. At Birmingham, a loss to Chattanooga. Spencer Adams went 6, threw it pretty well. Winston-Salem, a loss to Wilmington. And Kannapolis, a loss against Greensboro. So not a successful day for the farm system.
Here's Omar. Sanchez on deck. 2-0 Detroit here in the top of the third inning if you're just tuning in.
Omar, a contact hitter with a very good eye.
And there is a base hit.
Well, there's an example of just getting a very hittable fastball, and as he is prone to do, putting a good swing on it. Not going to get too many extra base hits, but he's a competent hitter, and I think Ricky Renteria is pretty happy with the work of Smith and Narvaez as the platoon system behind the plate. As Kevin getting his opportunity, Omar has had his opportunity with the injury to Giovanni Soto. Three innings, 3 leadoff base hits.
Homer takes first pitch strike. He comes in at 299, couple homers, 15 knocked in, but he has been throwing some leather. And if you're just joining us, he has already made 2 terrific plays. One just a brilliant play, saving 2 runs in the first inning.
The other play he made against Victor Martinez might have been a little more difficult, only in that he bobbled it, kept his composure, kept his concentration, and got it over there a half step ahead of Victor. So his defense has really held it at 2 runs. Could have been a lot more.
Well, he's just, as we talked about, he's just getting better and better and better.
It really is. I mean, you know, we talked a lot about his career, and it's nice that he's gotten this opportunity. We'll take a look at this play. He bobbles it. He's thinking about 2, but still had the presence of mind to get it across just in time. And this, a rocket up the middle, that saved 2 for sure, as Yolmer makes the play.
So David Novak's pick to click on the board early.
You know, we talked about him being just about the youngest player in every league that he was in coming up, which means you're at a disadvantage, but he didn't let that affect him. He just kept on getting better, and he's still getting better.
That's popped up into short right center field. Romine made the right move on that one. Turned his back to the plate, got out there a few steps, and then turned around and looked for it, got it, and that's out number 1. Well, there's nobody on our club that's a smarter player than Sanchez.
No, and again, because he's getting his full opportunity now, we're seeing just how strong his baseball acumen is. He's got a pretty good idea about each and every situation.
2 best baseball acumens on
it's good
team. Both those guys know how to play the game.
And Tyler, of course, having some back issues, so
yeah, we got to get that fixed.
Michael Inoa was put on the disabled list, and in his place, Brad Goldberg was called up. He was throwing it very well in AAA, and now getting his opportunity in the major leagues.
Didn't he pitch for Israel on the WBC?
I think he did. I think he did.
One pitch. 2 down.
It's one of the better sliders that Zimmerman's thrown. That one biting down and in. That time he did stay on top of the slider, and he got some downward movement. Last few times out, that slider has had no depth. And staying on the same plane for a long period of time, hitter gets a very good swing at it.
Here's Cabrera. He struck out his first trip. And that'll end the inning. We'll go to the bottom of the 3rd. Still 2-0 Tigers.
Miller time later in the game, brought to you by Miller Lite.
Tiger half of the 3rd. Avila, Cabrera, and Victor Martinez. Detroit leads 2-0. Back-to-back homers by Castellanos and Presley. Last inning.
Alex out of the University of Alabama. And I talked with David Robertson because he also was a member of that Crimson Tide baseball team. And I asked him about Avila. He said they overlapped 1 year, and when he played with Alex, Alex was a third baseman. Left-hand hitting third baseman, which is a good thing to be. However, they quickly moved him behind the plate, and it was a wise move.
That breaking ball evens the count at 1. That is the quickest way to get to the big leagues today. That's fair. So he will pull up at second.
Alex is just scalding the ball and has done that since he put on the Tiger uniform for the second time. He takes this one down the line just over Davidson's glove. And a ringing double to start it off.
That's his 8th two-bagger. And here's Cabrera. He singled his first trip. Trying to take it to the right side.
Cabrera and Victor Martinez sitting back-to-back in the order. It puts the only two active players with 30 or more home runs against our Sox hitting back-to-back in the Tigers lineup. There you look at Victor.
Come on, he's got him. That's all you can do is hit it to the right side. It just stayed near too long.
Trying to do the right thing, but unfortunately for him, Mickey hits the ball too hard. Instead of a sinking line drive, that one stayed up, and Avi came on and made the play. So trying to take the ball the other way. He knows he hit it hard, but turned out to be too hard.
Well, in his teammate size, that is a terrific at bat.
He went up there and, I mean, you said it, you can only try to do something, you accomplish it, but if it doesn't find a place to land safely, not much you can do.
I remember one game way back when Paul Konerko were playing in Minnesota. At the Metrodome. He was running for the home run championship. It was a tight ball game. It's like the top of the 7th inning. Whoever was hitting in front of Paulie doubled. He went up there, fouled the first one off over the first base dugout, then hit a ground ball to second to get the guy over. And I told him after the game, I said, "You did something I couldn't do."
You gave yourself up for the ball club?
Exactly right. Yeah.
He gave himself up for the ball club.
When he was running for the home run championship. Or he was trying to get to 40, I think. But he did it. Two and one to count. Saw Paulie out in Phoenix, still playing hockey. Looks great.
Playing a lot of golf too.
Yeah, well, he looks terrific. If Reinsdorf was listening, he knows how he looked. High and going foul. 4 rows back.
Tigers are an older team, and they realize that the window that they've had is closing with every passing day. They believe, and Al Avila, the general manager, said that he believes this team can make the playoffs with what they have. They're not going to be able to spend a great deal more money on this particular payroll this year.
That's playable. Todd's there. 2 down. And a reminder, the 2017 Chicago White Sox are presented by Guaranteed Rate. Buying a new home has never been faster or easier with the world's best digital mortgage. So go to rate.com and do it now.
Last time in a similar situation, only with a man at third as well as second, he chose not to pitch around JD, and a line drive ended the inning. But it was scalded, and you got first base open again. You got to be careful with this guy.
To Hopper. I agree with you 100%. Meanwhile,
he got him.
we're into the 4th.
Dominican Republic this week because he really hasn't played competitive baseball for just about a year, so he's got to get himself back into shape. Rick Hahn said that he would begin his professional career with the White Sox Dominican Summer League team later this summer as soon as he does get back into competitive baseball shape.
Here's Abreu. Hit into a 6-4-3 double play. That ball in the center field. That's a can of corn for Presley. And take playing catch with your dad from the backyard to the big leagues at Family Field Day on June 10th. Now play catch in the outfield, warm up in the bullpens, visit the dugouts, and much, much more. So join us for Family Field Day on Saturday, June 10th, and support Chicago White Sox charity. So to get your tickets, visit WhiteSoxCharities.org. Here's Avi, single sharply into left field. One the count.
Early in his ball game for Zimmerman, that slider has been much better than it was last time out. So whatever he and Brad Ausmus talked about in his side session, he's using it well.
Thanks, that one foul. Nice crowd on hand on a beautiful day here in Detroit. If you're just joining us, they're averaging 27,739. And this is the 11th meeting of the year between these two teams. In the first 10, we have won 6 of them.
That series in Chicago, which saw a lot of rain and a lot of delays and a doubleheader that was scheduled that was postponed till the next day. Tigers lost 3 of 4 and then went on to have a 4-7 road trip. Very difficult trip for them. And now they're on a long homestand.
Yeah. I was watching the attempt to get those games in.
It was not a lot of fun.
I want to tell you what, I felt bad for y'all. I really did. I mean, you know, for the players, for the fans, for you guys.
Well, it worked out. You got all 4 in.
Oh yeah, and won 3 of them.
Yeah, and the best part about it was in the cancellation of the first game of that doubleheader. Wouldn't have been able to play it anyway. I mean, there would have been massive rain delays. You probably lost a starting pitcher on both sides. So it worked out well, and then got all 4 games in, which is basically what you're looking for, and very successful series for our guys.
I don't know how the radar looked up there, but I can tell you I was checking it out from Ranger.
Wasn't too good.
It was you.
Yeah, it was not too
it was
good.
Amazing they hadn't banged the thing, you know.
Now they did a nice job with pushing back the doubleheader into just 1 game, and didn't rain at all in that second game, and then the next day just a perfect day for 2.
Payoff. Well, it's gotten to the point in today's game, the way it's played, that you want to do anything you can not to play doubleheaders. I don't care if you got to stay at the ballpark for 8 or 9, 10 hours. You got to get the game so you don't have to play the doubleheaders. And as he gets them, 2 down. And with those doubleheaders, you might be asking why. What it does is just kills your bullpen.
There is no doubt. Even though you get, by league rule, you get that 26th man, and you can decide a starting pitcher or adding to your pen, still it makes it very difficult.
Well, if it's a close game, that 26 man is not going to get in there.
No.
So you're right. And talking about that, we're going to talk about that a little bit later, I believe, in the 6th inning. Todd can't get it. 1-1 to count. That will be interesting when we show you some numbers there. Todd's very susceptible right now to a pitcher who can take something off his breaking ball.
And if you can stay ahead, as Zimmerman has, then you can use those sliders out of the zone.
Well, that's the best way in the world, as you well know, to add 6 or 7 inches on your fastball to the eye of the hitter, which is the real guns. It's about changing speeds on the breaking ball. Hitters hate that.
And Jordan Zimmerman has done a nice job of it today.
Yes, he has.
Giving up the 3 leadoff singles. He was certainly helped by double play off the bat of Abreu out of the 1st inning, double play off the bat of Davidson, which got him out of a 1st and 2nd nobody out jam in the 2nd after the ground out by Anderson. And that's been it. No breaking through yet.
One, 2, 3 inning. And it's still 2-0 Detroit.
Favorite sports trivia show, Beer Money, presented by Coors Light, where the fan sports knowledge is put to the test to take home some cash. It starts tomorrow at 7 right here on CSN. That's Beer Money.
So here's Upton. He grounded out. Todd Frazier takes first pitch strike. 2-5-0 for their guys, 0-3-0 for our guys. You're very deep in center field. There's a huge gap in right center.
High fastball fouled straight back. So Miguel is doing something that's getting him a first pitch strike, which is dropping a slow hook over on the first pitch. Nobody's going to swing at it. And if it's a strike, it puts the hitter in an immediate hole. First player picked in the country by the Arizona Diamondbacks, Justin Upton, after his brother Melvin was the second pick in the country by the Tampa Bay Rays.
That ball in the right center field. One out. And a reminder that the first 25,000 fans at each game receives a Merck's Cheese Spread game card. Good for savings on delicious Merck's cheese in the deli or dairy case at your local grocer. Watching the White Sox and saving on Merck's cheese? Well, some fans have all the luck. Purchase your tickets today by visiting whitesox.com or calling 866-SOX-GAME. And there's not a clubhouse, I don't know about NFL or NBA or NHL, but in the major leagues, there's not a clubhouse. That's left side. Anderson with that gun. Beautiful. Castellanos is gone. 2 down. But there's not a clubhouse in the major leagues that doesn't have Merck's cheese in that clubhouse. And there's not a refrigerator in our house that doesn't have Merck's cheese either.
I used to love the cheddar and wine.
Oh, yeah.
Cheddar and wine was good. Especially if you left the cheddar out and had more wine.
And all you got to do is get you some Ritz crackers and Ritz, and that Merck's cheese. Mercy. Yum, yum. Presley, homer. Following Castellanos' homer back in the second inning. And those are the 2 runs in this game. Yeah, when Eris, until she comes up from Florida and it gets warm, which she's in Indiana now, but I fixed a lot of my own lunches and that Merck's cheese and Ritz crackers and then one of my old favorites, Denny Moore's beef stew.
Denny Moore.
You don't like it?
No, I tell you what I do like though. I like the canned chili.
Yeah.
I think it's really good.
Yeah. I grew up on Denny Moore's beef stew.
Too many vegetables for me.
There's a strike. 3-1 to count with 2 out. We're in the bottom of the 4th in game 2 of this 3-game series. We got beat last night. If you're just getting in, tuning in, 15-5. There's the base hit.
Presley's making the most of his opportunity to play today. Last year spent some time with the Milwaukee Brewers as well as these Tigers. 31 years old, so not a young player, but you never know when the opportunity is going to come, and when it does, you've got to make the most of it, and he's 2 for 2 today.
Born in Monroe and now resides in Shreveport, Louisiana.
Played down there in the Texas League. I was with Amarillo and we went to Shreveport. A little humid in Shreveport.
Yeah,
just a little.
There he goes. Bad throw.
That was a straight steal as Iglesias gave some room, and Presley never looked back. He just took off, and that's the tip-off if it's a straight steal or the hit and run, which is if the base runner doesn't look back, it's just a straight steal, and Iglesias knows not to swing.
And it's going to pay off. Oh, no.
You know, Leary did the same thing, and you can't throw through, especially when the arc of the throw looks like a rainbow, and that's when a base runner is going to take off, and in this case, Iglesias into second base as a trailer after driving home his 14th. This is an aspect of the game where Leary's got to get a little bit better. We'll watch it again, and for whatever reason, he believes that he's going to throw a lot of people out. Throw is nowhere close, and unfortunately, Iglesias in at second base. And a base hit will score another run.
Not good. Not good. So here's Romine. He's 1 for 2. Takes first pitch strike.
Andrews had many more opportunities from the left side, and that's where his power comes from. That's where most of his hitting ability does come. He hits much more frequently as a left-hand hitter, as you would expect. About 4.5 times as much with every one of his runs batted in as a left-hand hitter.
Had a little part of the corner. Didn't get it.
Pitch number 66 on the way.
That's into left field, and that's trapped. So the bad throw, allowing Iglesias to go into second, pays off for the Tigers on the Kansas City special by Romine, and it's 4-0.
14th driven in, and that brings Don Cooper out from the dugout as this one dropped in front of Melky, who makes a nice effort but can't come up with it. Mark Carlson on the call. Iglesias scores easily, and there's a gift run to the Tigers.
Yes, it is.
So Manny Gonzalez out to break up the meeting at the mound, which is broken up.
To morph into the club that we are aspiring to, those things cannot happen. Those things have got to be cut.
No, and I know that they've talked to Leary about throws like that. That's if there's a downside to having a great arm, that's one of the downsides. You believe you can get everybody out all the time.
Boy, that is the truth.
And you know, you see it.
Play with guys like that.
Oh yeah, they're willing to throw at every opportunity, and Leary's got a great arm. There's no doubt about that.
Oh, yeah.
It's just
that's a mental mistake.
Yeah, you need the selective aspect of it to get a little better.
It's not a physical mistake.
Nope.
A little too high on the count, 1-0. Well, you can bet the sweet dippy that Ricky Renteria is going to fix it.
Well, there's no doubt, and he doesn't leave it to chance. I mean, he addresses it immediately.
He is going to fix it.
Nice article in the paper today, a couple of them actually, and they were talking to Al Avila. One of the things they talked about was the road trip, and I like what Al said. He said, you know what, I don't want to hear excuses about the road trip. He said every team gets in late. Every team has games delayed. Every team has some rain problems. Every team has some mechanical problems with their charters, and you get in late, and it's going to happen, and it happens all year long to each and every team. So we're not going to make excuses. We're going to put it behind us, and now we've got a homestand, and he's got to figure out if this team's going to be competitive, because he's got a big J.D. Martinez problem, and that is, you got a guy who's going to be a free agent, and you got to decide what to do with him.
2-1. Yeah, I read that article, and I thought he was right on the money.
Absolutely. This is a difficult game played by tough guys who have to be both physically and mentally tough, because it's a long year and you have some times where it's not going real well. You just have to play through it. There's nothing else you can do.
High and deep. And it's 6-0.
Alex Avila is putting together just an enchanted year. It's 8 home runs. He's driven in 23. And he's doing what he did in 2011 when he had a huge year. This is a slider that doesn't slide. Our forward home run replay. Alex, when he's right, has some pretty big power to the opposite field, and Melky just runs out of room.
It'll bring up Cabrera, who is 1 for 2. Six, 9-0 for them, 0-3-0 for us. In this game, this is in the bottom of the 4th inning. One thing that Cabrera does that I love to see strong right-handed hitters do is he releases his right side and keeps it behind his front side. Frank Thomas, the big hurt, was outstanding at that. That's really high and right. But a big crooked number goes up on that board, a 4 spot, and they lead it by half a dozen.
Decided to have a talk with his center fielder, and he's sitting waiting for him. And Leary knew that he was going to have a discussion with his manager, because that's what Rick does very well, not leaving anything to chance. He's not airing him out, he's just explaining to him where that throw has to go and how it has to go there.
Well, let's put it this way, you can bet he was very pointed in his words.
Oh, yeah, no doubt.
0-1. And that's what you got to do. I mean, you know, to get the club to be cohesive like Renteria wants it, and it's going to get it. Make no mistake about that. It's got to be done in front of the other players. It's got to be done in front of the other players. You very seldom see a manager today. Tell me another manager. There are a couple, don't get me wrong, but tell me another manager that does what he just did.
Not a whole lot of them, but you know what Mike Scioscia will do that on occasion.
One of them.
Yeah, he will go up and say that, and a lot of managers handle it different ways, but you don't want to leave that to chance, because you're trying to impress upon your team there's a right way and there's a wrong way to do it. And because this is a building block year, you want to make sure that everybody knows the right way to do it.
Most managers in today's culture will wait till after the game's over and then maybe call them into their office and sit them down and talk to them. Which the effect is just not as strong as it is right then, as soon as you get in that dugout. He's a good young man, and he's going to be a terrific player. He's a good player right now, but he's going to be a terrific player. Right? What is he, 26?
Well, look, he's a young enough player, and also by trade a middle infielder. So now he's taken a new position.
Sure.
And the center fielder is the captain of the outfield. He's taken a new position, and he's got to take the responsibilities that go with it.
Presley, 2 down. Well, I remember a game we were playing, a big game. I'm playing right field in Fenway. Big game. And I overthrew the cutoff man. And the hitter went into second base. The next guy got a base hit, and that man that I allowed to go to second base scored, and that was the run that beat us. But when I got back to overthrow that cutoff man, Dick Williams was the manager. You were talking about getting your behind read out. I mean, let's put it this way. That probably was the last cutoff man I missed.
Well, left an indelible impression on you.
Exactly. Exactly. Here's the 1-0.
Well, this is a completely different Jordan Zimmermann than when we saw. He's got a whole lot of confidence in that slider today, changing speeds well and throwing a whole lot of strikes. He's given up just 3 singles.
Well, the thing that's really helped him was that changing speeds on that slider.
Yep.
Having guys way out in front.
And staying on top of it, which is the key if you want any depth.
Yeah, well, that's like we were talking earlier about the conversation I had with Derek Holland before the game. He said every time he tried to throw the fastball in, he left it right out of the middle of the plate.
You have those days, and there's nothing you can do about it.
That's what I told him.
That's it.
You've been terrific. I said you're going to have bad days, and that's not going to be the last time that happens. I know one thing. I'm glad we got him.
He's been very good.
Omar singled to lead off the 3rd inning. And there's another single. He just served that one into left field.
Well, there's a whole lot of guys would have swung at the pitch before that, but Omar's got a good eye, and knowing that he's got to protect here, just puts the bat on it, never overswings, and makes some good solid contact. So he's 2 for 2, and that's 4 singles against Zimmermann.
So here's Sanchez. If you're just joining us, he has made 2 terrific plays, one saving 2 runs. And there is a little Kansas City special right off the end of the bat.
Hits it in a good spot. Nobody can get to it. And Omar wisely doesn't try to go to third base. He's put on the brakes and leave it for the next guy.
And here is the Uri.
Uri's got some pop, and a long ball here makes things a whole lot more interesting than they sit at now.
Well, this spot where young players, in terms of major league experience, after they make a mistake, a lot of times they want to try to do too much to atone for it. And that's where you can't let that come into play.
A little base hit would keep the inning rolling along, and that's fine. Leave it up to Melky next.
That's exactly right. Little base hit here.
Zimmerman's only walked one and thrown a lot of sliders for strikes. That was borderline, could have gone either way, and it went Leuri's way.
Well, Manny's had a pretty good game today, by the way.
Yeah, did a nice job. And C.B. Buckner, who was at first base for last night's game, hurt his knee. He was supposed to have the plate today, but Chad Whitson has taken over. Not behind the plate, but he's taken over his spot in the crew.
2 on, 2 out, 3-1 to count. And a full count.
Now the advantage is the runners will be going. As Leary tries to keep it alive for the man you're looking at, Melky.
Shanks that one into the seats.
Yomer in an animated conversation with Miguel Cabrera at first base.
And there's ball 4 to load him up. Good at bat by Leary.
It's the second walk of the afternoon. And that's going to bring out Rich Doobie, who's going to, for the first time today, try to settle down his veteran right-hander. Melky no stranger to hitting the ball out of the park against Jordan Zimmerman. And now Manny Gonzalez breaks up the meeting at the mound. So with the bases full of White Sox players, Melky with an opportunity to get this game a whole lot closer.
Sox packed with Sox. 2 down.
Pretty good speed at first and second. Omar's not going to need a whole lot of speed on the base hit.
Oh, Melky.
Career with the bases loaded for Melky has been awfully good. 3 grand slams and knocking at the door of 300.
Meanwhile, count nothing in 2. Watch out.
The Tiger pen up and going. We saw him last night, Arsenio Leon. He pitched an inning and it was a perfect inning. Pitching the 8th in relief of Michael Fulmer.
Hawk play momentarily. Somebody was hit with that vicious line drive. Resume. And once again, the 0-2 pitch.
Gila did a nice job of making sure there was no advancement by any of the base runners.
And that's popped up left side. So he gets out of it. We threaten, can't score, halfway home, trailing by 6. We got some work to do. We got to hold them. We're in their half of the 5th inning. We got to hold them right here, and then we got to come up with 6 or 7 runs. We trail at 6-0.
A couple of double plays have helped Zimmerman.
Yep.
He's only had 1 1-2-3 inning. That was in the 4th. Other than that, boys have been knocking at the door, but cannot barge their way through to this point.
Well, again, there you go with a guy who changes speeds on his breaking stuff. For some reason, there's a rule, in my experience in this game, gets out of jams more often than guys who don't.
Zimmerman.
Hitter doesn't like to be 0-2, don't get me wrong, but against say a fastball curveball pitcher, a fastball slider pitcher, you don't mind it as much. But when a guy will change speeds on you, that's when you're in a big hole.
Middle of the order against Miguel, who's got to batten down the hatches the way his counterpart is throwing. Jordan Zimmerman hasn't given up anything.
Victor. Bows that back into the seats for a souvenir.
It's a beautiful day for baseball. Nice crowd here in Detroit. The wind not that much of a factor and starting to shift, starting to blow in from left center field.
High pop up. Tied a long way to go. Now Miguel says, I'll take it. Right over the front of the dugout. And that's out number one.
Well, Victor's not an easy man to retire, so if you get a shot, you might as well go get it. He feels he can get there more quickly than anybody else, and the only guy who was in the neighborhood was Todd. But Miguel makes the catch.
Well, in our playing career, you saw pitchers making a lot more plays than you do today.
Yeah, they tell him to get out of the way.
Yeah.
It used to be, you used to want him.
You were a good athlete. You were a good defensive.
Yeah.
Defender, I should say.
But you want the pitcher, ideally, to be in charge of traffic. Yes, you stay out, you go get it, and call the man who should take it.
That ball hit in the center field. Lee read that one perfectly. So JD is retired. And a reminder, you can join the 2017 Sox Pride Club for exclusive ticket offers, membership gifts, game day opportunities, ballpark tours, MLB.com, game day audio for your computer, and more. So visit SoxPrideClub.com to join today. Here's Upton. He's grounded to third, and he's gone out to center. 6-9-0 for them, 0-5-0 for us. And earlier we were talking about the Dutchman Burt Lawler having 60 shutouts and throwing 50 home runs in the season. You know who hit the 50th?
Nope.
He's in the ballpark today.
Not you? Justin Upton?
Darryl Boston.
Darryl Boston.
Yeah. Hit the 50th. Darryl was a tremendously talented young player. And as I said earlier in the game, as good a knuckleball hitter as I've ever seen. Of course, Burt didn't throw many knuckleballs.
No, he didn't. He didn't need to with that curveball.
No. Plus that mid to high 90s fastball. There's Debo. Well, he could run, he could throw. Good outfielder. Tim's got him, and that's a nice 1-2-3 inning. He needed it, and we're into the 6th.
Goldberg was recalled from Charlotte today to replace Michael Inoue. He describes himself as a power right-hander, and this is what he had to say.
I would say I'm on the power side. You know, in the past couple of years I've been a late inning reliever. Again, that's been in the minor leagues. I would say I developed a splitter last year, which really kind of helped me take off. I'd say more of a power righty. Try to fill up the zone with quality stuff.
There's the leadoff single by Abreu. All right, boys, let's get something done. We trail at 6-0 here in the top of the 6th inning. I know when I met Brad before the game, he's got a very good handshake. So here's Avi. Avi's 1 for 2.
That's the 4th time in 6 innings that the Sox have led off with a base hit.
Fair ball. Get to force it second, 1 down.
Good solid play by Castellanos at third. He's had some difficulties in our season series defensively, but that was a good play. Avi always hustling down the line, so no chance at 2.
Well, you go through defensive slumps sometimes like you go through offense.
Yes, you do. Sometimes they go hand in hand.
Oh, many times. many times. One to count to Todd, who has walked and struck out. Called out on a very close pitch.
Tiger bullpen going for the first time today. Well, second time today.
That ball, stay fair. Stay fair. It will. So Avi now is going to be waved around, and he's going to score on the double by Todd, and this is a 6-1 ball game.
Still plenty of time to come back as RBI number 24 finally pushes the boys into the run column.
Todd's 8th two-bagger.
There was a slider that appeared to stay in the zone a bit longer than Zimmerman would have liked. So Rich Doobie comes out. He wants to give the bullpen a chance to get loose. As for the first time today, the leadoff base hit comes to score, although it was not Abreu. He was erased on the force play. And there is the bullpen. Green, a very talented right-hander, and Stump, a left-hander.
And good news about the fan who was hit on that vicious line drive off the bat of Cabrera. Left under her own power to go to, I'm sure, the medical room to get some assistance.
We say it all the time, but if you're going to be down close to the field, you just have to be heads up, because you just don't have the reflexes fast enough as that ball comes rocketing into the seats.
After all my years of playing up here, when one's hit like that, I don't even look anymore.
Phew. I know, it's going to be a frightening scenario.
I've seen some things that a man shouldn't see. The 0-1 pitch to Matt. Nice chop foul.
One of the things that's characterized this specific performance by Jordan Zimmerman is his ability to throw a ground ball when he's in trouble. That's been his biggest asset. They've turned a couple of double plays behind him, and he's gotten some ground balls when he was in a jam.
Yes, he did. So 2 down.
Tries to check it up and can't, and Manny Gonzalez didn't need the appeal. He just rung him up himself.
5th strikeout now for Zimmerman. And here's Anderson, who's grounded to second and gone out to center.
It's a big run to drive in, so an important at bat for Tim. He's got Todd Frazier in scoring position. It's a 5-run game, and the Tiger bullpen has had its problems.
That's been a problem for them for the last almost 10 years.
Yeah, it really has. And even though there was a bit of a teardown and a rebuild going into this year, Ben still has the 3rd highest ERA in the league. Well, as you look at PitchCast, sponsored by Toyota, you'll see that despite being 1 and 2, not one of the pitches in this at bat has been close to a strike.
Well, most general managers have tendencies, just like players. And you'll see some that have a tendency to build a good starting staff. You'll see some that'll have tendencies, as they will ground ball, to build a good offense or a good defense. Not many have that tendency to build a real strong bullpen. Meanwhile, we get on the board.
Every CSN Chicago Sox game on the go. Go to csnchicago.com or download the NBC Sports app presented by State Farm.
Tiger half of the 6th inning. They lead it 6-1.
And Miguel is out there on a fairly short leash. So he's got the bottom part of the order, would love to get through this one and then turn it over to the offense.
Castellanos takes the strike. We were talking about a couple of good stories in the paper. Here's one by Carol Van Schouwen on Yalmer Sanchez with the headline of Sanchez keeps things fun in the White Sox clubhouse. Yeah, he's always getting on somebody.
That's good. You need somebody on the ball club to do that.
And it shows you also when you see a young player like that does that, he's got a lot of confidence.
I'm just going to tell you, you're not going to do that unless you have a lot of confidence, because you just never know when someone comes in and says we no longer need your services.
Yeah, he gone. 1 out.
This is one guy that Miguel would certainly like to retire. Alex Presley. He's 2 for 2 today.
Well, that's his first strikeout. Tell you another guy we had a long time ago. He was a young player that, for the most part, almost took over the clubhouse. He was halfway through his first year, but you never see that. That was Ozzie Guillen. Elmer.
In the bottom of the 8th inning, Winston-Salem, the dash, leading the Blue Rocks 5-2. And Zach Collins with a home run. He's hit 8 of them. Driven in a couple. Zach Thompson. 6 innings to work. 1 run on 8 hits.
Collins a lot bigger than I thought he was.
He's a strong kid.
Yeah, he is.
Strong kid.
Iglesias, 2 for 3. Yeah, I think I told you I was talking with a scout before the draft last year. And there's another base hit by Iglesias.
He just reached down and took that one right over Anderson's head, and now you have to worry about the stolen base.
But we were talking about who the Sox might draft, and I said, well, I think they're probably going to be looking for some catching help. Is there any good young catchers out there? He said, oh, Miami's got a real good one.
Yeah.
I said, who is that? He said, a kid named Zach Collins. So he's got a chance. He said he needs some work defensively yet, but he's come a long way defensively, and he's going to be a terrific offensive player.
Usually don't see a guy with that kind of power that has the kind of eye that Collins has. He's got a really strong command of the strike zone, and if you're not swinging at bad pitches, if you're making pitchers come into you with the kind of power he has, you're going to hit your share.
Oh, and 1 to Romine.
They don't have a whole lot of speed on this team, but Iglesias is one of the guys that will run.
Well, there's another area that some general managers are very strong in, building a team with a lot of speed and defense. And it's like a fingerprint. They all have different trends and traits. That's one thing Kenny was very strong on in his time. There's a nice recovery right there by the way. Kenny was always able to build a strong bullpen. So that'll retire the side, and we'll go to the 7th.
schedule. And there you see the finale of the 3-game series tomorrow against these Tigers. Then a day off on Monday, and the Rays provide the opposition before the team heads to Cleveland to end this road trip. We got a new pitcher in the ball game, so Zimmerman's day is done. Daniel Stump. There you look at the AAA numbers. He was pretty good down there in 24 games. Left-handers done nothing with him. He's got a very good curveball. The right-handers have hit him pretty well.
Yeah, he's 26 years old, out of Humboldt, Texas. 6'2", 200 pounds. And we told you earlier we had some numbers that would be very interesting for you. It's pretty much a telling narrative about where this game is going and where it's been going for a long time, and a lot of people didn't see it coming, believe it or not. And that's the bullpen. In late game success.
Our boys have been awfully good holding the lead.
Narvaez, a couple of hits, fouls it away, but in late game success. Now here we are, and we have won. We come in 24 and 29. So 24 games. And these are the best records when leading after 6 innings. Our guys on top, we're 19 and 0. 19 of our 24 wins have come for the most part out of that bullpen.
Yeah, the pen has been magnificent, and there's the visual proof.
Yeah. 19 and 0. Rockies 30 and 1. Indians 22 and 1. Reds 19 and 1. Dodgers 30 and 2. So again, it goes back to, it doesn't really make any difference what your starters do. The only thing the starters are good for today is to protect the bullpen, and you protect them by going out there and giving some innings, and let the managers try to manage a 6-inning game or a 7-inning game tops.
They can do that. If your manager knows he can do that, you're going to make things a whole lot easier on that pen. And you know, it takes, when you look at the 6th inning on, you have to have not only that good closer, but you better have a couple of really good setup men.
Last year in the whole league, there were only 83 complete games.
Well, it truly is amazing, because there was a time
in the majors.
There was a time when individual pitchers would complete 25 themselves.
Well, I think in 1968, Bob Gibson completed either 26 or 28 games and did not lead the league. Marshall completed 32.
Pretty amazing what was and what is.
This become an agent's game. That's the only way you can describe it. It gets by him, and they don't get him. Good way to start.
Not going to see Omar with too many infield hits, but that one slowed down by Stump, and then Romine did a nice job of coming and getting it, but couldn't get there in time. So Omar hustling down the line, beats the play. 3 for 3 today. Clearly safe.
There's Sanchez. He's 1 for 2.
Zimmerman went 6, gave up a run on 7 hits, walked only 2, and Fanning 5. A radical departure from the last few starts, and he kept the ball in the ballpark, interrupting his 7-game streak with giving up at least 1 home run in 7 straight starts.
Watch out. Yeah, we do not have 1 complete game on our staff this year. And Tigers have one. And that was by Fulmer. 68 also. I believe it was Denny McClain who had 26 complete games when he won 31 that year.
When Steve Carlton had his big year, when he won 27 games and the entire Philly team won 59.
30.
He had 30 complete games. He had 30 complete games, winning 27 for a team, quite frankly, that was just awful.
Yeah, they were. They did not go.
No, because if you got to face the Phillies, that was cause for celebration, except if you went head-to-head with Carlton because you couldn't beat him. He was 27-10. And probably the most dominating year that I've seen, only because of his ball club. The ball club was so bad, and yet when Carlton pitched, you just couldn't beat him, or didn't beat him too often.
I faced him.
He was a dandy. Homer took that one off the foot, and he's going to feel the effects of that for quite some time.
Well, James Shields was the last guy with double-digit complete games, and he completed 11 in 2011. And that's right.
Different world.
Could be the last one to
yeah,
do that.
well, you're right about that.
In 05, of course, we did have the 4 consecutive complete games, which you'll never see that again.
In the playoffs.
Yeah.
No.
We'll never see that again.
No, I doubt it. So Yolmer, even with the shin guard, is feeling the effects of that one. He just barely gets atop of the baseball right down in the middle of the shin guard. To give you an idea about how hard you get hit on a foul ball, because even with all that protection, he still is going to wear that one for a while.
You couldn't get him out of there with a backhoe.
Nope. And there is what happens if you get hit too many times in the stands. Then you wear some protection.
Yolmer is a tough little customer. I don't ever recall knowing a guy who played 3 or 4 years and was the youngest player in the league he played in every year.
That was what made his rise up to the major leagues something special.
Amazing.
Yeah. Well, that's what a pitcher will do, just to test out just how good that ankle really is, because he buried another slider low and in, anticipating that maybe he could foul another one off that area.
One out. No, White Sox had a pitcher, a left-hander. Here comes Lamont out as Brad Osmus was ejected back in the first inning. But White Sox had a pitcher, a left-hander that was absolutely famous for that. He had a great slider, and every time he could throw that slider to somebody, a right-handed hitter would foul off his shin or his foot, he'd come right back with another, right in there.
You got to love that.
Gary Peters. All right, so Stump departs, and we'll be back. your #1 mobile app for live White Sox baseball. You can stay connected with a fully customizable experience. You can also get White Sox home screen icons and app features, as well as game day, live game video highlights, radio broadcasts, StatCast news, and more. So download MLB.com at bat and do it today.
Our Hyundai call to the pen is Shane Green, who is one of their better pensmen. Came out of the Yankee organization. There you look at the numbers. He's had just a solid year, on for the 27th time. The ERA at 182. 28 strikeouts and 24 2/3. So he inherits Omar at first base and the top of the order coming up.
Leary 1 for 2, a single and a walk. That ball into left center field. And it's caught. 2 down.
Leary hit it well, but unfortunately not quite enough, as the wind, which was blowing out toward left field when the game started, now no wind at all.
Yeah, a little earlier that may have had a chance.
It would have had a chance, but the flag limped atop the pole.
That's low and inside.
Green's first year as a Tiger was 2015. He started 16 of 18 appearances. Last year, 50 appearances, and he had just 3 starts.
And that's a souvenir left side. And that's slicing foul.
Each and every one of Melky's at bats today, he's had at least 1 man on.
Got part of the plate. Back door, and that'll do it. 7th inning stretch. Not good.
On CSNChicago.com, presented by The Great Escape. Whether it's pools, patio furniture, hot tubs, or more, escape your everyday. Shop The Great Escape. And we got a new pitcher in the ball game, and it is Chris Beck, who's had a really strong run at it out of the pen. On for the 15th time, his ERA at 2.84. You look at the rest of the numbers, they're very good. He's got his control back. And he inherits a fairly substantial deficit with Gonzalez going 6, giving up the 6 runs on 10 hits. The thing that kept him in the ball game was he didn't walk anybody, Fanning only 1. So Miguel didn't have his best stuff. He did manage, however, to get 18 outs before turning it over to the pen.
Alex Avila will lead it off. He's 2 for 3, a double, and then an opposite field 2-run homer.
Two catchers with some very good days. Omar 3 for 3. Alex Avila 2 extra base hits, including his 2-run homer. He's 2 for 3.
Sanchez way out there in short right field. First pitch strike.
Edinson Volquez is going to take a no-hitter into the 9th inning as Miami leads Arizona 3-0. Nary a hit for the Diamondbacks.
Another strike. And the count 0-2. Gap out there in right center. Warm it up. A little too high.
Well, you see the defense. Alex, who's normally a dead pull hitter in the infield, you can see because of that shift, but an off-field hitter in the outfield.
Just off the corner.
There's Miggy in the on-deck circle. The heart of the order here in the bottom of the 7th.
Yolmer's going to get him.
James Shields is going at it, and he's given up a couple of runs, but they were unearned runs. So he's starting what will not be a long road back to the major leagues with a start in Buffalo.
So here is Cabrera. He's 1 for 3. Yes, he did. He will probably look for pitches as much, if not more, than anybody in this league. He rips that one. So there is the 1-out double.
Todd was off the line, and this inside fastball taken right by him. And then Miggy, who picked up extra base hit number 1,000 in last night's game, has 1,001 of them with this double.
That was the pitch he was looking for on the check swing. Fastball inside. So he stayed with it.
And he got it.
And he got it. Well, and there's a definite difference in looking for a pitch than guessing a pitch. Entirely two different philosophies.
Normally, if you're looking for a pitch, are you looking for the location or looking for the specific pitch?
It's according to who the guy is. If he's got real good control, you're looking location. If it's control, if he's just more of a power pitcher, you're just looking more or less for the pitch. Ted Williams, great Ted Williams. He would come up to you, Steve, and if you were a rookie and you had never met him, he would come up. I've been there and seen it happen. I remember Bernie Carbo had just joined our club in spring training. It was the first time Ted has met him. Is that his high pop up? So that is out number 2, and Bernie comes walking up by the cage, and Ted and I are standing there. Ted grabbed him by the shoulder, looked at him and said, "Do you look for a pitch every pitch or not?" Pointed his finger right at him. Scared Bernie to death. I mean, absolutely scared him to death. He said, "No, I look for the ball." He said, "Well, then you don't." He said, "You've got to look for a pitch every pitch."
Well, Bernie did something right because he was the #1 draft pick of the Cincinnati Reds ahead of Johnny Bench. Bench was picked in the 2nd round, and Bernie Carbo was their 1st-round draft pick.
I didn't know that.
Yep.
Wow.
So it's not an exact science. If Johnny Bench can go in the 2nd round, it's not an exact science when you go to pick these young players in that draft, which, by the way, is coming up in less than a week, June 12th.
Well, there was another catcher that went before Bench, and he's in this ballpark today.
Brad Osmus? No. Jim Price? No. Gene Lamont?
Yes.
Oh, no. You're
Yes.
kidding.
Yeah, he went before Bench.
Wow. Did they fire that scout? Sorry, Gene. Knew you were a good player.
What Steve just said was something we used to say all the time. We'd see a guy got a big bonus, watch him play for a day. Just one day, he'd say, "Who the heck signed him?"
Gene was a good player, former Major League manager, and longtime Tiger coach.
J.D. Martinez.
The first team I came up with was San Francisco, and they had a #1 draft pick a couple of years after I had signed. And you know him, Gary Matthews. And so he came to spring training, and they hit a line drive to right field where he played, and the line drive hit him in the knee and bounced over his head. And we knew that he was the #1 draft pick. And we said, wow, who signed this guy?
That's
but
right.
He went on and had a great career.
Yes, he did. Sarge was good. And that'll retire the side. So the double by Cabrera goes for naught. We'll go to the 8th.
eClickLending.com. eClick is located in Chicagoland and rated A+ by the Better Business Bureau. eClick Lending. Boom, your mortgage just happened.
All right, boys, we got 6 outs to get some work done. Abreu, Garcia, Frazier. Face Green, who we saw with the Yankees first time we saw him. He looked like he was going to be a world beater with that slider of his.
He's got a really good arm, and he's been very good out of the pen this year.
He's out of the same town that Francisco Lindor is in Florida, Claremont, just north of Orlando.
Brad Goldberg throwing in the pen. Looks like he's going to get his opportunity. And there's a look at hard throwing right-hander. Called up today. If you missed it, Michael Inoa went on the disabled list. Another Pensman disabled. And Goldberg to take his spot.
And that is a no-hitter.
He completed it.
Yep. Well, Justin Upton just took one step and that was it.
Yeah, that ball was crushed. Unfortunately, out a little too quickly. He's a very happy fan with a souvenir. Probably didn't think up that far and in foul territory you'd get one of those.
Abreu was hitting to a double play, going out to center, and then hit a single. One out.
Green buried that one inside. Good late movement on that sinker. It's a good day for little frozen lemonade.
So here's Javi. Javi's 1 for 3 with a run scored. Takes first pitch strike. That one at 94. Gets out in front, yanks that one foul.
Able to just stay alive. That was a good slider just off the outside corner.
Well, he's, as compared to last year, 100% better at fighting off a pitch rather than swinging and missing.
Yep.
Got a good one to hit there and fouled it back.
He got his fastball. It was right down the middle.
Six 11-0 for them, 1-8-0 for us.
Green got away with a hanging slider that time. And, you know, a lot of times you hang it, it leaves the ballpark. That time he hung it, and Avi just swung through it.
Yes, he did. He just got a cookie and missed it. So here's Todd. He's walked, struck out, and he's driven in our only run with a double. The ball hit hard. Oh, nice play by Castellanos. Nice play. And a 1-2-3 inning. We go to the bottom of the 8th. We're in trouble.
A new pitcher in the game is Brad Goldberg, and he's going to make his major league debut here this afternoon. There you look at what he did in AAA, and it was awfully good with 4 saves, an ERA just below 2. The rest of the numbers very good. 22 strikeouts, 22 2/3. So you're looking at a guy that has a lot of butterflies right now.
Oh boy.
Selected in the 10th round, June 2013. 6'4", 230, a big man.
Yes, sir. Those butterflies are blooming out of Cleveland. First pitch strike. To Justin Upton, who is 0 for 3. A grounder to third, a fly out to center, and a grounder to short. That one in 96. And that's shanked foul. So 1-2 to count.
Arsenio Leon probably out there to wrap it up, as Green has done very well. But you don't want to extend him. He's probably as steady a reliever as they have.
To the count. Out of Ohio State. And a full count. Payoff pitch.
Because he's going to remember that first hitter he faced for the rest of his life. He'd love to end this first at bat with a flourish.
And another 96.
But Upton, for the moment at least, not allowing him to finish it with a flourish, despite the fact that Justin does strike out a whole lot.
Once again, the payoff.
And once again he fouls it up. So battling at bat.
Well, he's got a little life evidently on that fastball, because Upton knows what's coming and he's still a little tardy.
And pitch number 9 to be delivered.
Well, his first hitter. And they say 7-1 ball game.
Tenth home run by Upton. He's now driven in 27.
All-speed pitch. They tried to trick him. Sped his bat up.
Yep. Trying to throw a fastball by him. Went to the slider, and that one disappeared. A Ford home run replay. That was a slider that didn't do much, and Upton knew that he got it.
A lot of times you can get away with that in the minor leagues. In the big leagues, when you throw a 3-2 get me over breaking ball, they usually have a tendency to go a long way.
And that one did.
So here's Castellanos. There's a strike. That one at 97. So a little Carmine Derriere in that one. But you got to learn. It's a different game up here than it is AAA. Young pitchers have to learn that when you're throwing the fastball, you said, Steve, you're throwing it by him.
Yeah,
the last thing you want to do is speed his back.
I would say he was beating him on the fastball. Even though he was fouling him off, he was beating him.
Yeah. Yep. Remember Bart Johnson?
I remember him very well.
One of the best right-handed arms I ever faced.
He threw harder than both Forster and Gossett. They all came up together. That threesome was as hard to throwing a threesome as I had seen to that point ever.
1-2 pitch to Castellanos. My last game I played against the White Sox before I retired. I think I retired shortly thereafter, a couple of weeks or whatever. Anyway, Bart was pitching. First time I go to the plate, he threw 3 and blew me away. 3 fastballs blew me away. Go to the plate, next time up, 3 fastballs, grab some bench hawk. I go to the plate the third time, he throws me a high slider, and I hit a rocket in left field. And I get on first base, and I look down and I said, "Are you dumb or what?" He just looked at me like, "What'd you say?" Because I knew it was going to be my last game against him. You know?
He was just a great athlete. In fact, one of the better basketball players of his era to come out of California, where they have great players. Paul Westphal said he was the best player he ever played against. That's some high praise, because Paul Westphal played against some really good ones.
Here's the 2-2 pitch.
That was at 98.
Well, you got a young pitcher, a rookie making his major league debut, and you got a young catcher. You put that combination together, and most of the time, after a series of fastballs that are fouled off to the opposite sides, they're going to try to trick somebody.
Yeah.
He's throwing a lot of pitches to his first 2 hitters. 16 as a matter of fact.
Just like we promised you earlier in the game, it's Miller time, brought to you by Miller Lite. Here's our Miller moments, and it was back-to-back home runs. Castellanos first, hitting his 5th. And then Alex Presley coming up, hitting his 1st in a Tiger uniform this year. Took it out of the park. That made it 2-0. A lead that they have never relinquished.
There's a strike. Count evens at 1. Iglesias on deck. And it's 1-2. Seven runs on 12 hits for the Tigers, 1 run on 8 hits for our Sox. He was stranded 7. He was stranded 5. And another full count.
Threw the off-speed pitch and had Presley out in front, but he was able to stay alive.
Again to pay him. That's the end of center field. It's going to be a base hit.
Edinson Volquez threw a no-hitter, and here was the last out. The Diamondbacks provide the opposition, as does Chris Owings, blocked. And there it is. He threw him out at first base, and it's over. No-hitter, Edinson Volquez.
And here comes Coop.
Done taking a while to get to the mound, trying to allow the bullpen maybe a couple extra pitches. Gregory Infante loosening in the pen.
So he makes his way back to the dugout, and as he does tomorrow in the finale of this 3-game set, it'll be David Holmberg, who has really looked good against Daniel Norris. A couple of southpaws going at one another tomorrow. It will be a 12-10 Central start. There's first pitch strike. And that game tomorrow will be right here over CSN Chicago. Iglesias 2 for 3 with an RBI. And whips that one by Frazier. He's going to score a pair. And it's 9-1.
Tigers have gotten a tremendous amount of production out of the bottom part of their order. Presley and Iglesias between them have 6 hits. This rifle down the line. Second and third run batted in of the day for Iglesias, giving him 16. So in his major league debut, Brad Goldberg having a tough time.
Well, I always give guys making a major league debut, especially in June, if they have a tough time, give them a pass.
Yep. Not much you can do.
No, you know, it's just the adrenaline fight.
And think about it. In a situation that Brad is in, next time out, it's got to be better.
If it wouldn't, he wouldn't be out there right now.
No. It's got to be better than this. It's a 3-spot put up, and still nobody out.
Well, he's got a big leg arm. That's not an issue.
Nope.
That adrenaline factor is a wonderful thing if you can control it.
Well, that's one of the most difficult things that a pitcher has to do, especially a young pitcher. He's full of adrenaline, and Goldberg's a closer, so he's familiar with that feeling. But this is a different feeling here.
Yeah. Obviously, this is the only time he'll ever have that feeling.
Well, he's hoping that that's the case.
Yeah, that first time out there, first inning or first game you play as a hitter, you never have that feeling again. You can come close, but it never reaches that peak, so to speak. There's a strike.
Romine thought he would be heading to first base. Instead, he's got a full count. Another big day for Alex Avila. 2-run homer and a double to go with it.
Watch out. Now I'm checking the Tiger notes right here, and they have tomorrow's starting pitcher for them, Justin Verlander.
He was supposed to start, and then we had seen something last night where it was going to be Norris. So right now, we don't know exactly what it's going to be.
Yeah. It'll be David Holmberg for us.
That's the one thing we know for sure.
Next pitch will be number 35.
Yeah, that's an amazing amount of work in, to this point, no innings of work.
That should be a count of corn. So there's the first out recorded. And here's Avila, who is 2 for 4, a double and a 2-run homer.
And that's going to be it, as Brad Goldberg is going to depart after getting his first major league out. Gregory Infante will come in the ball game. Brad, knowing that it's going to get better next time, will depart this one, and Infante will come in, and as he does, we'll step out, be back after these messages.
all levels of guaranteed rate field. Now the space features batting and pitching cages, base running areas, and skill instruction from White Sox Training Academy coaches. So check out the latest Xfinity technology, including the X1 platform. X1 by Infinity, and it will change the way you experience TV.
The Hyundai call to the pen is Gregory Infante. Got an out here in the 8th inning. Inherits base runner at second base. There you look at the numbers on for the 11th time. 4.63 ERA. And the red hot Alex Avila. Then Miguel Cabrera at the very least.
One on, one out, 3 in. And that's trouble if it's fair. Foul, thank you very much.
Don Cooper with a little conversation with his young right-hander. Disappointing major league debut. It's not anything that Coop hasn't seen before, but he wants to give a little bit of encouragement to Brad Goldberg, tell him what he felt might have gone wrong, and let him know that the sun's still going to come up tomorrow.
And of course, Ricky going over to give him a little pat. And that'll take it himself. 2 down.
Machado coming out to pinch hit, and Miguel Cabrera's day is done.
Get him out of here. Let him beat the traffic. Players really appreciate it, as you know. You get a big lead going to the 8th or the 9th inning. You're an everyday player, and you really appreciate that manager. Hey, get out of here. Go beat the traffic.
Anytime you can save an inning, or in this case an at bat for an everyday guy, you might as well do it.
Oh yeah, sure.
Machado had a good night last night. 3 driven in on a triple and a double.
And that's going foul. Usually when the manager does that, he'll give, say I have a little something to add, like, hey, Miggy, you got the job done again today, buddy. Why don't you get him, get out of here, beat the traffic.
We'll take a look at this play.
Oh boy.
A sparkling catch. And the fans give him a well-deserved ovation. He brought his glove, and it paid instant dividends.
And I certainly hope that the parents will be able to get a clip of that from the Tiger TV.
That would be pretty nice.
Oh yeah. Two out and the 2-2 pitch. And that's going to be a souvenir right side.
Tigers came into this one 3.5 games in back of Minnesota. Detroit, it's been a good team at home. Looks like they're going to go to 14-10 here at Comerica. They've stumbled on the road at 13-18.
Tigers swinging the bats. He gone. But the run scores, and it's a 10-1 Detroit lead.
Their rotation to start ace Justin Verlander versus our Sox. Coverage begins at 11:30 with White Sox pregame live, or stream the game on the NBC Sports app or at csnchicago.com. So that answers the question of who will throw tomorrow. Justin Verlander. We got a new pitcher coming in the ball game, Arsenio Leon, who we saw last night for an inning, on for the third time. Hasn't given up anything yet, and a long way to come back for this Sox order, as Dixon Machado, after his base hit, stays in the game to play second, and Romine shifts over to first. Cabrera has departed, and Adam Engel comes on to pinch hit.
Ten 15-0 for the Tigers. 1-8-0 for our guys. Tigers been hitting that ball hit hard, high and out. But we talked about it earlier, if you're just tuning in, about how you score 15 runs and coming off a tough road trip where they were, what, 3 and 7?
4 and 7.
4 and 7, okay. And you're coming off a tough road trip. Boy, I tell you, that gives you some adrenaline and some momentum coming into the next game, which is today, and they have picked right up again.
Yeah, and they had an off day to recharge the batteries, realizing that it was a very difficult trip, and they've come out roaring, scoring 25 in the 2 games.
That's out of play. Anderson 0 for 3. A couple ground outs to second and a fly out to center.
Brad Goldberg's ERA is 108. So it will get better. I guarantee you, Brad, it will get better.
Watch out. Oh, that ball was scalded. So here's Omar. Omar 3 for 3 today. Single in the 3rd, single in the 5th, and a leadoff single in the 7th. $33,188.
Nice crowd on a beautiful day for baseball. The result, not too good, but the day is gorgeous.
Oops. And this ball game is over. So, had a butt kicking last night and another one today.
Well, we're going to come back tomorrow. I want you to know something. $337 million in Powerball. If I